My name is Dakota Gutierrez, and today I'm going to be performing my persuasive speech. The title of my speech is 4-Day Work Weeks. My speaker role to the audience is that I am an advocate for 4-day work weeks and the effect that it has on the economy, health, and productivity. My thesis statement is 4-day work weeks need to be implemented into American, if not worldwide, lifestyles because of the health, productivity, and other benefits they have. 5-day work weeks are old, outdated models that hurt employees more than they help. I'm going to start my timer in 3, 2, 1. What if you had two choices in life? Behind door number 1 is a 4-day work week. Behind door number 2 is a traditional 5-day work week that most of us know. Which one would you choose? We'll talk about this later. The purpose of my speech is to convince you why a 4-day work week should be implemented in all jobs, rather than our traditional 5-day work week. I am also planning on informing you of the benefits that a 4-day work week structure has over other work week structures. I am credible on this topic because, besides the research that I have done about the health, economic, and productivity benefits of a 4-day work week, I am also in the work field, and I have lived the pains of a 5-day work week just like many of you. On top of all the stress that a 5-day work week induces on its employees, the common 5-day work week structure has been found not to work as well as a 4-day work week. I could go on and on about the numerous health benefits that a 4-day work week has, as well as the greater productivity rates and how much happier and more engaged the employees are. But who doesn't love an extra paid day off? Let's talk about the issues of a 5-day work week first. A lot of the problems we see in a 5-day work week come from the hours worked and the impact that it has on the employees. There are also environmental and economical downsides with a 5-day work week that we'll touch on as well. One of the biggest health risks with a 5-day work week or work week structure where you work long hours with little rest is heart disease. People who work 55 plus hours a week have a 33% higher risk of having a stroke and a 13% greater risk of developing heart disease, compared to people who only work 40 hours per week. ConsciousCompanyMedia.com stated, the average American only works 2 hours and 53 minutes a day, regardless of how long they sit around the office. The reason workers do this is to make their work week more bearable. Without breaks like these, employees wouldn't get work done because the 8-hour workday simply doesn't work. The main environmental downside of a 5-day work week is the commute to work. The time you spend in the car every day to get to work, as well as all of the pollution that is emitted from the vehicle, impacts the environment greatly. In a 5-day work week, the building that you work at has to have natural gas, water, electricity, and maintenance for all 5 days of that week, which is a huge economic downside. Because of the challenges that a 5-day work week introduces, we need change that can help counter all the problems we see in a normal work week. A solution for the pains and problems of a 5-day work week would just be to eliminate it, or to offer flexibility in workspace or hours. Implementing a new 4-day work week structure has been proven to help morale, health, and productivity of the employees, as well as lowering automobile usage and building resource usage up to 20%. Going back to the 2-door scenario from before, if you said door number 1, you wouldn't be alone. Just like many of you, a total of 72% of people wanted an altered work week, according to USAtoday.com. Due to all of the health, environmental, scheduling, and other benefits an altered work week offers, companies that offer a 4-day work week see a 13% increase in applications than companies that don't. An article from the Journal of Environmental Health regarding the environmental and economical benefits of a 4-day work week says staff would spend more time in the field each day because of the longer hours and fewer return trips to the office. Each trip that is taken releases pollution into the air, and workers also perform worse because they have to come back an extra 5th day. The journal entry had 6 goals. The first was to increase field time for the workers. The second was to reduce automobile usage. The third was to reduce travel expenses. The fourth was to improve the hours organizations were open. The fifth was to give employees an extra day off, and the sixth was to help reduce daycare costs for working parents. They achieved all 6 goals with better results than they expected. An article by Scholar Works at University of Montana found that a 4-day workweek structure benefited the company, its customers, as well as its employees. In one situation with a tire shop, they found customers do most of their shopping Thursday through Sunday. The 40 hours of Thursday to Sunday operation are most productive and the employees are more rested. The company was only open the days they saw the most people come in. With an altered workweek structure, that's when the employees were most productive and better rested because they had extra days off. A 2019 article published by New Scientist questioned how long an average employee could work before their mental health suffered. and they found on average the threshold is 39 hours, almost the same as a 40-hour work week, although much less than the legal limit of 48 hours in many countries. The average American work week ranges between 35 to 48 hours, and we rank number 7 for countries working the most hours globally. The statistic of 39 hours for a work week is based on male workers, whereas women's mental health starts to decline after just 31 hours of paid work. In a 4-day work week, though we work the same hours, we get extra days of rest. I would also like to add that some companies are modifying the hours worked by their employees, and that are changing to a 4-day, 32-hour work week and are seeing even better results. A cover story for New Scientist found 64% said the alternative work schedule improved morale. They also found an ongoing survey of 100 buildings suggests energy consumption has fallen by around 13%. The impact of not coming into work 1 day a week and working 2 extra hours every day impacts the employee's well-being as well as the environment's. We can all help eliminate a 5-day work week and the health, productivity, and other factors it causes to achieve a 4-day work week and the benefits that come with it by signing a petition at change.org. We can also take action by talking to your boss. A lot of businesses and companies are moving towards a flexible work week. By giving your boss a pitch on the pros of a 4-day work week, even if they say no, the idea of a 4-day work week is introduced to them. As companies with 4-day work weeks become more common, you also have the option of switching employers as well. Nearing the end of our speech, I hope you learned something new about 4-day or altered work weeks, as well as their benefits. To recap, we talked about the economic and environmental benefits of a 4-day work week, and how 4-day work weeks can make you happier, healthier, and more productive. We also talked about the steps that have been taken towards a 4-day work week and the results that we have seen. I also gave you 2 ways you can help support an altered work week, if not see it at your own job. 5-day work weeks have been around for more than a century, and we need change. Not only do 4-day work weeks help companies and employees produce better work and function better, but who doesn't want an extra day off of work? If it took God 6 days to make the known universe, how much do you think that you can get done in a 3-day weekend?